Hello and welcome to week 19 of the Ray of Hope crochet along, and this week we're making the star applique ray. So not a stitch but a technique. Applique is a really great way of adding some detail to a simple project. So say if you've got a double crochet blanket, you can add some applique flowers or applique stars and really just jazz it up. So on this ray we're going to add a star applique. So how do we do it? Okay, so this is a pattern of 2 pieces. So we're going to start by making our ray. This is just a plain double crochet ray, no other stitch in it. And we're going to be using the 3.5mm hook and start with a chain of 22. So this is what all the other rays would look like if we didn't have other stitches featured in them. So it starts the same way as all the others. In the 4th chain from your hook, make a double crochet, and the turning chain counts as your first double crochet. So a double crochet in every stitch across, and including that turning chain you'll have 20 stitches. So our next row is a decrease row. And then after that we're going to be doing 3 rows of double crochet in every stitch, then a decrease row, 3 rows of double crochet in every stitch, and a decrease row all the way to the top. So just a simple plain ray. Okay. So for this ray there are 39 rows in total. And your decreases are going to be in rows 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34 and 38. Okay, and it's all just plain double crochet. So I won't bore you watching me make it all. The first 2 rows are made the same as all the other rays, and then it's just double crochet with a decrease after every 3 rows of double crochet in every row. So I shall come back once I've finished the ray. Okay, so let's make our star. So we're using a 3.5mm hook, so same as the ray, and you start with a magic circle. So into that circle, chain 2. That chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. And then make 3 half double crochet. Oops. There we go. So that's our first stitch there. Pop a stitch marker in there so I can find it again. So 1 half double crochet, 2 and 3, then chain 1, then make another 3 half double crochet. Okay, so we're going to make 5 sets of 3 half double crochet in total, and each set will be separated by a chain 1. 1, 2, 3 and chain 1. So this star is a really simple 5-pointed star, and it's only 3 rounds, so it works up quite quickly. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more set. 2, 3 and chain 1. So after your last set of 3, make sure you chain 1 and then slip stitch into your first half double crochet. out. So we won't need the stitch marker again after this. There we go. So don't worry if you've still got a big hole in the middle. You can pull that close more once we finish the star. So now you're going to turn it over. If you just pull that apart so you find the gap between the sets of half double crochet and just slip stitch into that space. So now we start on our points. Chain 5, 4, 5. In the second chain from your hook, make a single crochet. In the next chain, make a half double crochet. The next chain, make a double crochet. And the last chain, you're going to make a half treble crochet. So yarn over your hook twice, hook into the chain, then yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. And that's the half treble. So now find the chain 1 space, so straight after where we slip stitch into the next chain 1 space and slip stitch. And there's our first point. We're going to make another 4 in exactly the same way. Chain 5. In the second chain from your hook, single crochet. Next chain, half double crochet. In the next chain, double crochet. And then the half treble crochet. So yarn over twice and you pull through the first 2 loops and then pull through all 3 loops left on your hook. And then slip stitch into the next chain 1 space. Okay, so your points will now sit flat against your middle circle. Okay, so the third point, chain 5. Single crochet in the second chain from your hook, then half double, then double crochet, and then the half treble. And slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Then chain 5. Single crochet in the second chain, then half double, double crochet, and half treble. And then slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Okay, last point. 5 chains, single crochet in the second, half double, double crochet, and a treble. And for this one you're going to go back into the chain space that we slip stitch into originally, and just slip stitch into there again. Just bring that through to the back. And now we're going to do our final round. We're going to stiffen up these points. So we're going to be working into the chain, foundation chain of the point. So find the space that your half treble's made into and single crochet. And single crochet into the bottom of each stitch. The bottom of the double, bottom of the half double, and the bottom of the single. You now go and go to the top of the single crochet. And into there you're going to make 3 single crochet. 2 and 3. then single crochet into the top of the other 3 stitches, 2, 3, to the top of the half treble, and then into this top of your slip stitch here, you slip stitch. Okay. So there's your finish point. So now we repeat for the next point, into the bottom of the half treble, make a single crochet into the bottom of the double, and again into the bottom of the half double and the bottom of the single. Then turn and go into the top of the single crochet and make 3 single crochet in the same stitch. Oops. So you're going through both loops on all these stitches. 3, then into the top of the half double, the double, and the half treble. So apart from these slip stitches at the end of the points, you're making single crochets all the time, and then just slip stitch into that slip stitch, then turn, and same again at the next point. Single crochet into the bottom of each of the stitches. So you'll have 4 single crochet on this side, and you're going to turn 1, 2, 3 into there, make 3 single crochet into the top of the single, and then just 1 single crochet into the top of the next 3 stitches. There we go. And then slip stitch into the slip stitch. Okay, so nearly there, 2 points to go. And 4 single crochet into that foundation chain, then turn into the top of the single crochet and make 3 single crochet all in the same stitch. And then single crochet in the top of each of the next 3 stitches. And slip stitch into the slip stitch. And final point, single crochet. Three, 4, then turn into the top of the single crochet, you make 3 single crochet in the same stitch, 2, 3, and then single crochet in the next 3. Oops. And then you're going to slip stitch into the slip stitch, and that is your star done. So then we can cut off and weave in the ends. So I like to weave in the ends on the back, on this side. We can pull that centre nice and tight now. So we've got a nice tight centre, and that's now ready to be sewn onto our ray. Okay, so I finished my ray and I've got my star and I've woven in all the ends. So now I'm going to sew it on with a length of the same colour yarn. So if you make these in different colours, I'd use the same colour as you made your star with. I'll just thread that through a darning needle. You could actually do this with a tail, the tail that you left at the end of the points, instead of a different thread, but do it this way. So get it in the position that you want. So I'm just going to do mine there. And I'm just going to secure it. Secure this yarn at the back. Do a quick one in there. And all I'm going to do is weave this through, and I'm going to go round the very edge, so I'm going to put my needle right underneath the loops here where it's less likely to be seen, and I'm just going to go all the way around. It doesn't have to be, you know, around every single stitch, as long as it's secured. So I'll do 2 or 3 kind of passes down every point and just hold each point in place as I go. It's nice and easy to do, it's just holding everything in place while you go around. Oops. Maybe I'll come out there. Yeah, well, I'm back in. There we go. So just secure that point as well. So it's good to try and split the stitches a bit as well, just to make it extra secure. Because if you just go round things here, things can wobble. It won't be as secure as if you split the stitches as you go around. I'm just going to go around the whole thing. But you can see that's nice and tight on. It's not going to come off very easily. I hold those points down nice, very nicely. And just keep going around. It doesn't take long to do, so it's quite a quick attachment. It's just making sure that you hold down in every bit as you go. Nice and quick job. So when you're finished, just weave in your ends onto the back and you're all done. Appliques, it's just a nice way of kind of just jazzing up a really plain piece, and it's a really nice way of using these little motifs. I love little motifs like this. There's so many uses for them, and they make such nice quick projects in an evening. So I've used this star pattern to make all sorts. Bookmarks, paper clips, garlands, and the pattern is on my website to make those if you want to have a look. I'll drop that link into the video. You can see what you can make with these. But if you want to be adventurous, you can use a different motif. Hearts, flowers, there's all sorts you could choose. That side, no, just that side to go. It's just really, really quick to do. And last one. There we go. One star fixed on ray. That's all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed this little applique, and I shall see you next time for week 20. Okay, so once you've finished putting your star on, you can cut off weaving your ends, and then we need to do the slip stitch border. Just take that for a second. Okay, so you need to go to a 4mm hook for your slip stitches, and you're going to do 2 slip stitches into the side of every double crochet. When you get to the tip, remember in that last row, 2 slip stitches down one side, 1 slip stitch in the other. So down the long edges you can have 78 stitches down one side and 77 down the other. At the bottom you want to make 20 slip stitches across the bottom, so 1 in every stitch. And then you can cut off, weave in your ends and attach this to the rest of your pieces. So I hope you enjoy that, and I shall see you next time for week 20. Bye for now.